Cerebral Palsy, which is the World Day celebration. Welcome, my people. How are you?
We are fine.
You can do self-introduction.
Matthew Abagna, AfriKids, working with children with cerebral palsy and then other conditions, especially on the spiritual phenomenon.
Okay.
Alori Freda, Few Chips midwife.
Okay.
And good morning to you, Kimo, and good morning to your listeners.
Good morning, my friend.
I'm Raymond Ayene, the External Affairs Manager at AfriKids Ghana.
Nice one. Now, what are we celebrating?
Well, we are about to celebrate the World Cerebral Palsy Day.
Okay.
And that is why we are here this morning in your studios to cause discussion on the issue and try to raise as much public awareness about this condition
as possible. Okay. Now, so what is the World Cerebral Palsy Day all about?
The day is all about celebrating the World Cerebral Palsy Day. We are going to celebrate it on Wednesday, as it is stated that every Wednesday, first Wednesday of October, is the day for the celebration of the World Cerebral Palsy Day. And we want to create awareness to the general public on how the sickness affects the children and how we can also support them to make life comfortable for them.
Okay, you want to add something, Ray? You want to add something to that?
Actually, just like what he said, it's just about creating public awareness. The day is celebrated every Wednesday in October. But this year, actually, the day is going to be on a Friday, 6th October.
Okay.
As going to be celebrated worldwide.
Okay. When you say cerebral palsy, most people might not understand maybe technical term. What do you really mean?
Cerebral palsy actually is a condition that actually affects children. Especially, it's a damage to the brain that affects the brain. Actually, normally it causes maybe mobility in children to be very difficult. So what happens is that when it affects the child is not able to move maybe parts of the body, whether the hands, the body. Sometimes it causes the body may be stiff, or it may be it may be floppy. And actually, it is normally a childhood disability, and that normally affects the child. It is caused by a brain injury during pregnancy, or it can be before, during, and after birth. And that is, and actually there's no treatment for it, and you can only manage the condition, and that is why we have to always provide the therapy services.
Wow. Raymond.
Yes, so particularly in our part of the world where access to healthcare is an issue, the availability of midwives at the community level is an issue. We have a lot of delayed labor, we have complications with labor. So these are all the conditions that make it rife for cerebral palsy to set in. And sometimes even the management of labor when it is not professionally done. So that is why we are all encouraged to have supervised delivery at health facilities by competent, qualified health personnel, so that they can effectively manage the labor process. So things like delayed labor, complicated labor, and sometimes the competency or the skill of the person administering managing the labor process is very significant. If something goes wrong during this process, it can result in permanent brain damage, like just as Matthew said, which will then mean that that child will have very serious, permanent, condition to manage
throughout their life.
They are floppy. They cannot stand.
They don't control themselves well.
They have
their speech is slurred,
and even it affects the brain. So their thinking is
very slow.
So it's a serious condition. If you look in our environment, you will find that there are children that are suffering.
There are children that are that. So people should be aware it's an abnormal situation, but it is normal to them. It is not, we have perceptions as Africans, and we think that when such children come, they are being brought by devils or spirits,
Or they are actually spirits, evil spirits, not good spirits,
Evil.
evil spirits that are masquerading in human form, that are pretending to be human beings.
Exactly.
So these myths, these perceptions, negative and ill-informed as they are in our society. And that is why one major component of the work AfriKids has done over the years is the spirit-child phenomenon.
Exactly.
This belief that there is a certain phenomenon
around
of spirit children that exist, that pervade the environment, that if you don't deal away with them, if you don't
they might continue
take them away,
to
they will take you away. So that fear that is created creates social exclusion for such children. They are marginalized, they don't have their rights.
They are ostracized.
Yes, they are ostracized. And all the things that every human being has a right to.
They are denied.
They are denied.
All right, now what kind of support or help does people living with this condition need from society?
They need love and care from the society.
Love and care.
As most of these children, they cannot walk. As my brother Raymond just said, we have the mentality that they are spirit beings. And if we don't do away with them, they will do away with us. So the love for these children is not always there. We feel shy to socialize with these children. We even feel shy to send them out to the clinic for weighing and other activities, which makes them not to also be happy. So it's good we bring this type of children out, let them feel they are also human beings, and we should also give them that support just as we give to the normal children to help them also live.
Wow.
Yes, and talking of support, they actually need care like every other human being. So they need specialization in the area of their condition. When they go to a hospital, they need physiotherapists who understand their condition and who know what to do to help them.
And who can be attentive to them.
Yeah. And who are skilled to manage their condition.
Exactly.
They need a certain type of skilled health personnel to be able to manage their condition. If you look at the entire Upper East, until somewhere in 2007, 2008, when we started the first cerebral palsy training facility at the Child Rights Center in Sirgo, there's never been any such facility in the region.
Wow. And that's sad.
And that is
with all the health facilities
because
that
they constitute a significant amount of our population.
Exactly.
And sometimes children luckily come out of that condition. Sometimes you have a child that delays in crawling or walking. You see, all those things, they could be signs of cerebral palsy. Just that child is lucky
to have
for the system, the nervous system, the brain to recover from the trauma, for that child to be able to use the body for the rest of his or her life. But not all children are lucky. So for those that are not that lucky, we need to provide support for them in terms of what we can do for them. We need to provide support for them, provide the infrastructure that supports their growth and development. And as I said, as a region, in terms of our healthcare delivery, this is a gap, a big gap that we are seeking to that is there. But the good news is that having started the first physiotherapy center at Sirgo, this week we are about to commission the second of such facilities at Fio. We will be telling you a lot more about that.
Wow. So what do you intend to achieve with the observation of the World Cerebral Palsy?
Actually, we want, as an NGO and also as a network of NGOs that are working in this area, especially with our partners, the Presbyterian Health Services, we want to achieve that children with this cerebral palsy, they are able to access their rights. They have access, opportunities, and then other ways that people can support them to get. Like my colleagues have said, they really need a lot of things. Like even from day one, they need a kind of food that will help in developing their brain. They need a kind of even how the families will have other things that will support them, like the things that we're talking about.